Welcome back to the Dark Feed, where we explore the shadows of the human experience. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a deeply personal and troubling story, one that illustrates the complexities of accountability, desperation, and the failures of law enforcement. This episode is not just a narrative, it's a call for understanding and change. Now, imagine facing relentless online harassment. Trolls who invade your digital space relentlessly, attacking your character, your sanity, and your peace of mind. Now imagine reaching out for help only to find that the very institutions designed to protect you seem indifferent to you, to your suffering. This is the reality many victims of cyberbullying encounter, and it's a reality that can lead to desperate choices. In my own experience, my family faced a barrage of online attacks. We sought assistance from various branches of law enforcement, hoping for support, for intervention. However, time and time again, we were met with apathy and inaction. It was as if our cries for help fell on deaf ears. As the harassment escalated, feelings of isolation and desperation began to set in. When law enforcement fails to act, it creates a void. A void filled with frustration and rage. The lack of accountability for the trolls and emboldens them, and victims are left feeling powerless. It's a cycle that can push someone to the brink in moments of sheer desperation. I found myself contemplating actions that I would have never considered in a calmer state of mind. Actions that, while perhaps legally questionable and illegal, feel like the only means of reclaiming my voice and power. Now let's be clear, engaging in illegal activities is never an ideal situation or an ideal solution. However, I believe it is crucial to understand the context of such actions. When the systems are meant to protect you fail, it can feel like you're left with no choice in such circumstances, and the line between right and wrong can blur, leading to decisions made out of an instinctual need for self-preservation. I want to emphasize that while our choices may not always align with the law, they often stem from a place of pain and frustration. In legal terms, many might argue that accountability should extend to those who have failed to act, those who were tasked with our protection. When law enforcement neglects its duties, it creates an environment where victims are pushed to their limits. So what can we do? How can we address these failures? First and foremost, we need to raise awareness about the impacts of cyberbullying and the urgent need for better training and resources for law enforcement. Victims must be heard, and their experiences are validated. We need a system that doesn't just react, but actively protects and empowers those in distress. To anyone out there who feels trapped in a cycle of harassment and desperation and despair, remember, your feelings are valid. While it might seem that you have no options, there are organizations and resources available that specialize in supporting victims of cyberbullying. Reach out and seek help. And don't hesitate to share your story, because together we can create a culture of accountability and change. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Dark Feed. If you or someone you know is struggling with cyberbullying, reach out for help. You're not alone. And there's hope for a brighter tomorrow. Until next time, stay safe and take care of yourselves.